The cinematic industry is known for bringing people's wildest dreams to life. In the modern era, the use of computer-generated images, or CGI, is seemingly inevitable in almost every film. With the frequent use of CGI and the success of fully animated films, animators play a key role in the world of cinema. However, animators of all kinds, whether 2D, 3D, or VFX, seem to be left out of the spotlight despite the industry's heavy reliance upon them. These teams of animators pour countless hours bringing characters and films to life. For example, my two favorite animated movies, Pixar's 2018 Coco, took 6 years to animate, and Sony Picture Animation's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse took 4 years to animate. With the amount of dedication and detail animators put into these movies, the question is, why aren't they getting the recognition like an actor would for bringing a character to life? To be clear, this is not a competition. I'm not saying that people should recognize animators over actors or vice versa. I'm only using actors and directors throughout this presentation as an example of people who get their well-deserved praise, and I'm comparing that to the seemingly lack of praise towards animators. This lack of recognition is due to an absence of exposure to the public eye. Comparatively, other figures in the cinematic industry, like previously mentioned actors and directors, get exponentially more platforms like press conferences and interviews. For example, according to Box Office Pro's top 10 domestic box office hits of 2019, the top 5 were Avengers Endgame, The Lion King, Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, and Captain Marvel. All 5 of these films are heavily reliant on some sort of animation, whether it's CGI or 3D. In fact, The Lion King, Toy Story 4, and Frozen 2 are completely animated films. Yet in the press conferences for each of these films, there was not a single representative of the behind-the-scenes crew that make the films possible. This is a major issue in causation of why there is so little exposure of animators to the public. This lack of exposure due to absent platforms forces artists to rely on themselves to get their work out there. This leads animators to depend on public social media forums like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. This creates extra hoops for artists to gain recognition despite them already working for a large studio. So why does this matter? If this continues, there will be an increasing amount of animators worried about their job security. Large studios will replace animators frequently. This is partly what makes the industry so competitive. So having a well-known name will help keep a job or help get another. This will also allow the greats to be great and give up-and-coming artists a name to look up to and challenge. If the public had the knowledge of just how much work really goes into any sort of animated feature, it would not only bring the recognition we seek, but it would bring more appreciation for the medium as well. For example, this quick animation I did for the intro of the video was about 4 seconds long. With a standard 24 frames per second, that is about 96 individual hand-drawn frames. Compare that to the usual 1.5 to 2 hour long movies, the number of individual frames can easily get into the hundred thousands. As stated before, animators pour in an outstanding amount of effort and care into their work, and I think it deserves to be recognized. Now yes, animation studios can have over 200 animators, and when I say recognition, I don't mean people memorizing all 200 animators or all 200 animators in a press conference on a stage, but some sort of representation is in order. A representative like the lead animator or the animation director. Either way, it would be nice to see the guys behind the curtains get their fair share of praise.